In the stark, icy expanse of the Arctic, where the biting winds howl and the relentless cold seeps into your bones, life clings on with an unyielding tenacity. Here, amidst the towering glaciers and the haunting silence, an unsettling sight emerges. A polar bear, the majestic ruler of this frozen realm, drags its weary body across the snow. But this is no ordinary bear. It bears a gruesome testament to the relentless struggle for survival in a world that often seems indifferent to suffering. A horrific barnacle wound, a grotesque reminder of nature's harsh realities, festers on its side. This chilling image serves as a haunting reminder of the fragility of life, even for the most formidable of predators. As the camera zooms in, the stark contrast of the bear's pristine white fur against the dark, protruding barnacles is enough to make even the strongest stomach churn. These barnacles, small crustaceans that typically adhere to the hard surfaces of boats and rocks, have found a most unwelcome home on the bear's body. They latch on with a tenacity that is both fascinating and horrifying, burrowing into the flesh and creating a grotesque tableau of nature's darker side. This infestation is not merely a cosmetic blemish. It is a painful wound that can lead to severe infections, debilitating the bear and hindering its ability to hunt and thrive in this unforgiving environment. Barnacles, while seemingly innocuous in their natural habitats, become parasitic when they invade the body of a polar bear. They thrive in the cold, nutrient-rich waters of the Arctic, where they reproduce in droves, seeking new surfaces to colonize. Once they latch onto the bear, they begin to feed on the flesh beneath, creating open sores that ooze and fester. The bear, unable to reach the infested area, suffers in silence, a silent victim of a cruel twist of fate. The wound, a grim reminder of the bear's struggle, is often accompanied by inflammation and infection, leading to a slow, agonizing decline. This unfortunate reality is exacerbated by the changing climate and human activities that disrupt the delicate balance of marine ecosystems. In the heart of the African savanna, where the sun scorches the earth and the air is thick with the scent of life, a king lies wounded. This is no ordinary injury. It is a grotesque spectacle that defies the majesty of its bearer. A lion, the embodiment of strength and regality, now bears the horrific burden of a barnacle infestation. As we zoom in on this tragic figure, the camera captures the raw, pulsating flesh marred by the sharp, white shells of barnacles clinging to its side. This scene, shocking and unsettling, draws us into a world where nature's beauty is often intertwined with its brutality. Barnacles, those small crustaceans often found clinging to rocks and boats, have found an unlikely host in this noble predator. Typically, these creatures attach themselves to hard surfaces, but in a twist of fate, they have latched onto the lion's skin, creating a grotesque patchwork of life and decay. The lion, once a symbol of power, now bears the weight of these parasitic invaders, each barnacle a reminder of nature's unyielding cycle of survival. As they feed on the lion's flesh, they create wounds that fester and ooze, inviting infection and suffering. This dark symbiosis raises unsettling questions about the balance of life and the often violent relationship between species. The barnacle infestation serves as a stark metaphor for the human condition. Just as these creatures cling desperately to their host, humans often find themselves entangled in their own destructive patterns, sometimes at the expense of the very beings they admire. The lion, regal and fierce, is reduced to a canvas of suffering, much like the environments we exploit and the species we endanger. There is a dark irony in this tale. The very forces that give life can also bring about pain and destruction. As we observe this lion's plight, we are reminded of our own role in the web of life. We must ask ourselves, are we the protectors of nature, or are we the barnacles, clinging to our comforts while causing harm to the world around us? Perhaps it is time to reflect on our actions and their consequences, lest we become the unwitting architects of our own demise. After all, in the grand tapestry of existence, we are all connected, and sometimes we are the ones who need to be shaken off. And so, as we watch this lion struggle against its grotesque burden, we can't help but chuckle darkly at the irony. Even the mightiest can become a host to the most unexpected of parasites. Nature, it seems, has a twisted sense of humor. In the heart of a dense forest, a haunting sight emerges. A deer, once a symbol of grace and beauty, now bears the grotesque burden of a barnacle infestation. This is not the serene image of nature we often romanticize. Instead, it is a chilling reminder of the harsh realities that lurk beneath the surface. The deer stands motionless, its body marred by a cluster of barnacles, grotesque and alien, clinging to its skin like a sinister second skin. These marine creatures, typically found on rocks and ships, have found an unlikely host in this unsuspecting mammal, creating a shocking tableau that compels us to look closer. Barnacles, with their hard calcareous shells, are not just a nuisance. They are a testament to nature's relentless adaptability. They attach themselves to any surface they can find, and in this case, the deer has become an unwitting victim. The barnacles burrow into the skin, causing painful wounds that can lead to infection and suffering. As they grow, they create a grotesque landscape of white and gray, contrasting sharply with the deer's once vibrant coat. The sight is both fascinating and repulsive, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the unexpected intersections of different species. This infestation raises unsettling questions about the balance of nature. How did this happen? Was it a result of environmental changes or perhaps human interference? The deer, a creature of the land, has become a canvas for a marine parasite, illustrating the unpredictable consequences of our actions on the ecosystem. As we ponder this dark twist of fate, we are reminded of our own role in the web of life. Are we not, in some ways, like the barnacles, clinging to our comforts, sometimes at the expense of others? In the end, as we observe this tragic yet captivating scene, we are left with a sense of irony. Nature, in all its brutality, teaches us that survival often comes at a cost. The deer, a victim of circumstance, stands as a poignant symbol of the interconnectedness of life, where even the most innocent can bear the scars of a world that is both beautiful and terrifying. So, the next time you see a deer, remember it might just be a barnacle's next unfortunate host. In the icy expanse of the Arctic, where the sun barely breaks the horizon, and the air is filled with the biting chill of winter, a solitary figure moves with a haunting grace. This is no ordinary creature. It is a polar bear, the majestic ruler of this frozen kingdom. However, as we draw closer, the beauty of this magnificent animal is marred by a grotesque sight. A barnacle wound, a horrific testament to nature's cruel indifference, festers on its side. The barnacles, those small, hard-shelled creatures that cling to rocks and ships, have found a new host in this unfortunate bear, transforming its once pristine fur into a battlefield of infection and decay. The barnacle infestation begins innocently enough, as microscopic larvae drift through the frigid waters, searching for a suitable surface to latch onto. In the case of our polar bear, the soft, warm skin provides a perfect environment for these opportunistic parasites. Once attached, the barnacle larvae metamorphose into their adult form, encasing themselves in a calcareous shell that can only be described as a gruesome armor. As they grow, they bore into the bear's flesh, feeding on the rich blood supply beneath the skin, causing immense pain and suffering. The bear, a creature built for survival, now faces a battle on two fronts: the relentless hunger of the barnacles and the weakening of its own body. As the infestation spreads, the bear's once gleaming white fur becomes matted and stained, a stark contrast to the pristine snow around it. The barnacles, now numbering in the hundreds, create a grotesque landscape of protruding shells and inflamed tissue. Each barnacle, with its sharp edges and relentless grip, serves as a reminder of the harsh realities of life in the wild. The bear, a symbol of strength and resilience, now embodies the fragility of existence, a living canvas for nature's darker side. In the depths of winter, when food is scarce and survival is a daily struggle, the bear's situation becomes increasingly dire. The barnacle wound not only drains its strength, but also attracts other opportunistic scavengers, eager to exploit the bear's weakened state. Flies buzz around the festering wound, laying their eggs in the rotting flesh, further compounding the bear's suffering. It becomes a grotesque cycle of life and death, where the very forces of nature that sustain life also bring about its demise. As we observe this tragic scene, we cannot help but reflect on the broader implications of such infestations. Barnacles, while often dismissed as mere nuisances, serve as a chilling reminder of the interconnectedness of life. They thrive in environments altered by human activity, from shipping lanes to polluted waters. The polar bear, a creature that has roamed these icy realms for thousands of years, now finds itself at the mercy of a world shaped by human hands. Climate change, habitat destruction, and pollution have created conditions that allow barnacle populations to flourish, often at the expense of the